Evening, guys. It's the 7th of December 2020. I'm just going to take you through what happened on the H1 breakout system today. It was a bit of a choppy day. I missed one trade on gold, which would have put us ahead on the day. I decided not to take it. I'll try and explain as we go through now. We'll start with the euro. Euro, this signal actually, the breakout came at 7 a.m., but because of this low that happened in the Asian session overnight, I was happy to place the order below this low and have the stop above here in case we seen a bit of a retracement of this bullish move that we had. We penetrated and closed below big round number 121, which I thought was going to be good. We came within a couple of pips of getting target because this spike lower, there wasn't much of a chance for me to do anything other. And unfortunately, after this pin bar, we retraced back to break even. So a little bit unfortunate here. Not to get to 1R and ended up being a break even. The second trade came at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, there was enough room to test these highs of Friday, but I decided against taking this trade because it's already rallied. Let me figure out how many points I'll be entering after a 61-point rally, which is pretty large for the euro, even in these times. But saying that, there was enough room to go and test these highs. I should have really entered, but because I gave away a couple of R in the afternoon, I was a little bit hesitant and decided not to do it and try and end the day flat instead of trying to risk more. There was a couple of places you could have put your stop if I was to take this trade. I was thinking about putting it under these two spikes here. That's also this previous support area, or maybe under big round number 121 for extra protection. I didn't choose either, obviously, because I didn't enter this trade. But even if I did, it would have been a break even as the market got to half R and then came back down. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate with the first euro trade. Nothing happened on cable for us. There was this breakout. Obviously, there was ongoing talks on the weekend in regards to Brexit. EU and UK are trying to finalize some kind of a deal. Talks seem to have stalled over fishing waters. So I thought that we were going to get some kind of a sell-off. Early bird catches the worm. If we would have came in at 7 a.m., you would have been you could have put this order on after this, kind of like a pin bar, and you would have got your 1R. But nothing for us as it was 7 a.m. We don't start trading until 8 a.m. Although I am starting to keep a record of what happens at 7 a.m. because it seems like more and more of these morning breakouts happen at Frankfurt Open instead of London Open. So something to record and see if I'm missing a trick here. Maybe I should be starting at 7 a.m. Let's see. Sorry, just going back to cable, some interesting price action here. After this big sell-off, we've recovered a lot of the gains throughout the afternoon and into the evening. So there could be some kind of a V-shaped recovery on tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Dollar against the yen after this double top on Friday and overnight from Sunday evening, Monday morning open, put in another another high here, which I thought if we were to break it, close above 104, perhaps we'll see a run higher in UY. But we traded sideways, and after this double top, things weren't looking good. And also, there's a 2-bar reversal here, which is an indication that things aren't working out. I wanted to give it a little bit more room, not take it off, so I left this trade on. And once this candle was rejected twice from the breakout area, I decided to just get out with a half-hour loss, which ended up being the right decision, as my stop was placed here. So I just took it off for a half hour, and I saved myself half an hour here. So a little bit of reading the price action saved me for this one, because trying to taking a break even can be a bit tricky around here. So anyway, I saved myself half hour with taking it off a little bit earlier after this this area was rejected and a new low was put in. EY, I thought this trade looked pretty good. Sorry, let's start with the short. The short came at 8 a.m. This is 7 a.m. There was also this trend line that kind of was respected and rejected here. It was also rejected at 8 a.m. So I thought after a few rejections, we might get a push, but big round number 126, and also the open of the Asian session on Friday was support, and we got to half hour, and the market came back off 126 and stopped us out at break even, unfortunately. And then after the short didn't work, I thought it was good enough to try long. We broke through this this trend line on this candle. It acted as support, so things were looking good for a long. Entered, wanted to wait for this high to clear. So put my entry here, and it got to half hour, but rejected twice. We put in this double top, and I moved to break even just as well, because this is another 2-bar reversal. It's like a bearish engulfing. So just as well, we had that rule in that if it's half hour, move to break even, as it seemed to have worked. My stop for this one was below this wick here, as this trend line acted as a support. So I wanted to keep it pretty tight, because all these moves seem to be dollar related, and euro against the yen, they can get pulled apart. So I thought there was a good chance that we would get 1R. It just didn't make it there. Perhaps I was being a little bit greedy, and I could have just taken profit at this high instead of waiting for a full 1R. But that's me not being proactive, and this would have put me ahead on the day at the end. So maybe this is what I need to improve on, I'm sure. GY, similar to GU, the break came at 7 a.m., not 8 o'clock, unfortunately. Nice tight range here. Anyway, you would have put your stop, it would have worked, would have went straight to target. There was some comments from Boris Johnson regarding the no deal, but obviously just politician talks. I'm sure they're going to sort her out, and the US traders didn't make much of it, and we didn't see any a further push lower. In fact, we've recovered going into the evening, so it sets up an interesting day tomorrow. Also, this big round numbers 138 I've talked about in the analysis videos if you watch them. This is also a big level of previous resistance and support. So have a look at those videos if you want to see the analysis on GY. EA, this is one of the first wins of the day. Enter on a break of these highs, a nice sideways range here after a push down on Friday. could have been a V-shaped recovery. The stop was below here and got to 1R without too much fuss. Hopefully, as I develop as a trader, this kind of V shape is something that I should have been looking for, and perhaps I could have targeted these Friday highs instead of just 1R. And there was also a big round number 164, which could act as a magnet. As soon as we touched that, it was rejected twice, and then we sold off into the afternoon. And looking at EA, sets up a nice kind of break for tomorrow, as the support areas were tested this evening, and maybe tomorrow we'll get a break of 163. And dollar against the CAD, another nice break after this push down on Friday. We then consolidated overnight through the Asian session. I put my stop behind behind the lows. I thought because of the sell-off, if we get an attempt of a second leg lower, then I will want it to make new lows. So just a little bit of extra protection with my stop, especially as a big round number 128 was just in the way of my entry. So this one was fine though. As you can see, we got to target in the same bar as the entry, which is always nice. So that was the only thing to do on UC. AU, again, 7 a.m. Frankfurt Open seemed to be the one for today. Another breakout and another win that would have went straight to target. EA is setting up nicely on the daily bars, an outside, inside, outside formation, which might send this pair higher, and also this 74 level, which has been the high of November, was rejected, and the bulls really fought back this afternoon to close higher. So where this market closes is very important today. If we get a close near the highs, then we're gonna complete that outside bar. So it'd be interesting to see where we close on AU once I come in the morning. Now this is where my mistake was on gold. We've been in a tight range throughout Friday. It was non-farm payrolls, and then we had some messy price action. Didn't really go anywhere. But then this morning, I thought it was worth putting on the shorts to hopefully test this low, and maybe even the low of on Thursday. We did get down there. My stop was up here, so we did achieve 1R, but because we're trading CFDs at the moment on a small account, the spread must have widened because there was a big spike down, and it didn't give me my 1R, unfortunately, and we retrieved back and got taken out of break even. Then because I had a couple of losses on the FTSE, which I'll show you next, I was in fact losing. I was in fact flat for the day, and I should have put this order on for the long and a break of here, stop probably below this candle, or even if I wanted to be extra cautious and move it there. But I think it was something like a 20-point rally. I didn't think we would break, but looking at the technicals, there was a lot of room to go upwards, and we're in this big uptrend in gold. It was a bit foolish of me not to place the order here. Some room to test Friday's highs, and above this, only fresh air, especially on the hour one chart. But the daily looks even better. So yeah, I was foolish there. So this is 1R for the system, and my behavior cost me a win on the day. This is FTSE, which was so good to us last week. Managed to get 4R and we gave back 2 of those 4 hours on the first day of the week this week. This was the first trade. The bulls tried to go up, failed to do so at Frankfurt. So at 7 a.m., this would have been a loss for the system. So I mark that in the journal as I'm keeping a record at 7 a.m. now. This would have been a loss, and then we would have had another loss the other way with the same trade that I took at 8 a.m. It didn't really get to half hour, but I was a little bit half asleep. Probably should have reacted quicker to this support area, which I tested and had a bit of a retracement, and in fact closed in above the range. So maybe I should have taken it off for a small loss. But we're trying to keep to the rules of the system, and this FTSE was pretty good last week, so I wanted to give her a chance. But as you can see, it was a loss, and then because we tried the short, that didn't work. I entered long, and the same thing happened. I stopped below this support because I didn't want to put it all the way down here. So I moved it to this kind of retracement here, thinking that we were going to get a pop higher. Again, this was within a few points of half hour where we moved to break even. And even after this candle, I should have probably just closed it out as this candle closed back inside the range, which is not a good sign that the breakout has actually worked. This is more of a sign of a false breakout. So instead of taking a small loss, I let it ride and paid the price, and I was stopped out here. So unfortunately, FTSE was bad today. After being so good to us last week, I closed the day with a slight small loss, a half hour loss on the day. Not the end of the world, but the last 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and today, I've closed the day losing, which doesn't feel great. But I have made a few mistakes, so I don't think it's the fault of the system. It's my trading which has been the problem, and there's a lot of things that I need to work on. Anyway, that's me done for the day. Hope you guys made a killing today, and let me know what you think of the videos, and subscribe if you find this information helpful. Hope you do. All the best, and see you tomorrow.